Good afternoon. I'd like to call the meeting of the San Francisco Public Utility Commission to order. Can we have the roll call, please?
President Vitor?
Here.
Vice President Moran?
Here.
Commissioner Courtney?
Here.
Commissioner Kwan?
Here.
And Commissioner King is expected shortly.
Thank you very much. So we have a very full agenda today, and I know that there is probably going to be quite a bit of public comment, and we have a CCA presentation, so I'd like to limit public comments, please, to 2 minutes. Thank you very much. Next item, please.
Item 3 is approval of the minutes of October 27, 2015.
Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved. Second.
Any questions or comments on the minutes? Hearing none, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next item, please.
Item 4 is general public comments. Members of the public may address the Commission on matters that are within the Commission's jurisdiction and are not on today's agenda.
Is there any general public comment at this time? I have one comment here from Blaine, a card here from Blaine Batchelor. Come on up, please. Thank you.
Hi, I just want to make sure I'm speaking at the right time. This is in relation to the sewer failures across the city, but specifically for the Cayuga neighborhood. I know that Folsom is on the agenda for the day. Or I want to make sure I'm speaking at the proper time.
It's not on the agenda today, so
Okay.
this is a fine time to talk.
Excellent. Thank you very much. My name is Blaine Batchelor. I live in Mission Terrace. My husband and I put our life savings into buying a home last year in San Francisco. 3 months later, it was flooded twice with raw sewage. Same situation happened across our neighborhood and in different districts across the city. You can see some of these here. In studying this disastrous situation, my fellow residents and I have been shocked and dismayed to find a repeated pattern of misleading statements and documents from the SFPUC made both to the public in media reports and to the Commission about its failing sewer system. One of which I'd like to point out today, just as an example, is a document from Catherine Howe to the SFPUC commissioners. In it, Mrs. Howe, in point number 2, states how that there's really not much risk for overflow sewage health implications. There's a great risk to that. OSHA documents have all sorts of guidelines and health hazards and risks. It's just one example of the way in which that this has been a very misleading situation by SFPUC officials. It's a very dangerous situation. It's toxic sewage in our homes, and we are asking for the Commission not to stop flooding, which is what they keep saying in media reports. All we are asking is for them to stop discharging raw sewage into our homes and businesses. It's a major problem. It needs to be addressed immediately. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. My name is David Hooper. I serve as the president of the New Mission Terrace Improvement Association. On the screen here, if you could go to there's one particular photo I'd like you to see, and that's the one on the top here. This is the sewage cleanup, and they're wearing hazmat suits. OSHA requires that people be prepared to deal with raw sewage. So when you received an answer on the 29th, I believe it was misleading at best. Also on the 29th, you received a lot of information about permanent Folsom Street options to solve the problem there. When we went to the meeting at 17th and Folsom, we were told, the public was told, the options included 200 million, 180 million, 120 million, and this isn't the ones that were removed from evaluation. They were also told that there would be barriers placed in front of the homes in order to protect the businesses and the homes on 17th and on Folsom Street. Last Wednesday, at Ingleside Police Station at the community room, we received one option, that they would look into the question of removing a berm of earth at the end of Cayuga that would allow raw sewage that was already at street level to flow down into the tunnel that goes from underneath the Mission Street Viaduct out to Chavez. So what I'm suggesting is that we're playing something akin to bait and switch. We're stating that we have all of this money that we're willing to put on projects in one neighborhood, but not in another. I'm suggesting that it should be revisited, the idea of sinking a bore on the west side of 280 to carry the water, sewage, by gravity out to the zoo, where that sewage treatment plant has the capacity. It would also be cost effective in the long run. Thank you.
Thank you. Donna Marie?
Good afternoon, and thank you for the opportunity to speak. I just want to give a bit of context. My family owns 2 properties on Cayuga Avenue. We've had these properties for more than 30 years, and this is the second major sewer failure flooding that we've experienced. My grandmother is 93 years old with Alzheimer's disease, and for the fact that the first flood has reached more than 6 feet of level of sewage water level is pretty atrocious. Most of the homes in this neighborhood are still deemed similar to a war zone, meaning most of the properties have been gutted. Most senior homes are without a furnace, without water heaters, and some severe plumbing issues. So again, it's taken nearly a year for any real assistance to this neighborhood, and this isn't the first time nor the second. And the fact that it's these sewer failures are occurring within weeks of each other is something to be noted. And our neighborhood has formed Solutions Not Sandbags to really organize and get the city's attention on this matter. So thank you for taking this into consideration.
Thank you so much. Any additional public comment on this item? Next item, please.
Item 5 is communications.
Communications, everybody has communications in their packets. Are there questions or comments on item number 5, communications? Any public comments on communications? Hearing none, next item, please.
Item 6 is other commission business.
Other commission business? Hearing none, public comment on other commission business. Next item, please.
Item 7 is report of the general manager.
Report of the general manager is next.
Sorry about that. So first item I wanted to give an update is on the drought. Steve Ritchie.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Steve Ritchie, Assistant General Manager for Water. If I can have the slides, please. I'll be going through a lot of the similar information as before. For storage, we are again hanging pretty good at 73% capacity in Hetch Hetchy Reservoir. That's 85 billion gallons of water there. That's looking good. Water bank is up to about 185,000 acre feet, and so it continues to rise. It's dropped a little since last week, but with the recent storms, we're going to start adding back to that again. And also Eleanor, we've finished a construction project there, so that's bringing in water again as well. The best slide of the bunch is the cumulative precipitation slide. It is early in the season, but you'll notice the red line is above the black line. The black line is median. This is the first time in 3 years we've had any precipitation above median. So too early to go to the bank with it, but that sure looks a lot better than it has been. And that does not include the inch or so that we've had in the last 36 hours as well. So we've started off fairly well right now. On the snowpack, again, it's starting to creep up. There appears to be up in the high country about 2 feet of snow from the recent storm. So again, that's looking good, and the outlook is fairly good for precipitation. Here are the actual numbers. Again, this is as of November 8th, so add an inch to this for Hetchy, and through the month of November, with quite a bit of it left, we're almost at average for the entire month. So again, a good month on country. Not quite as good down here, but still, this is real precipitation as opposed to what we were seeing last year. I don't usually show this, but since it is promising, these are precipitation forecasts from the National Weather Service. The upper box is for November 9th to 17th, the week that we're in right now, and the lower box is November 17th to 25th. Red is really wet. Blue and green are definitely wet, so it shows for the rest of this week and beginning next week as well, continued precipitation in the forecast. So again, good-looking signs. But that doesn't mean we don't have to stop conserving, and again, demand is down from the past week. People have continued to conserve just like they should, and it's working out really well. We're down to 172 million gallons per day delivered last week, which is still a fairly impressive performance by our customers. And the amount of savings that people are achieving is really looking quite remarkable. Then last but not least, on October 29th, we were up talking to our partners in the watershed, and they were looking pretty serene about things up there, just wandering down the trail as our friends the Bears like to do. So with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Are they on your staff?
Actually, one of them has reportedly been observed to be swimming in the reservoir. We were going to have words with him.
And what about the woolly bears?
Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you. Next item.
So I just wanted to give an update that's not on the list of stuff. Just about the flooding, the people that are here to represent the neighborhoods that are flooding. We just wanted to let them know that since it's not agendized, we can't really talk about it. But our plan is to put an agenda item so that people can come and really talk about, what our issues are and challenges, and then they can come. But meanwhile, we're going to work with each one of those communities. We've identified each folks. We're going to plan to try to work out a plan of attack to try to minimize the impacts that a storm would have, the severe storms. I think the storms that they're referring to are really large storms. 2004 was a 100-year storm. The 2 in December was a 25 and 33-year storm. So these are some severe storm events, and we just want to make sure that El Nino online, that we're there. Those are 3 areas, Cayuga, 17th and Folsom, and then also Wawona are the 3 areas where we've have troops that will pay attention with it. So just wanted to let folks know that, it's not agendized, so we won't get to it, but we will in the near future. So with that, the next item is our quarterly audits and performance review. Nancy Hom.